All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our workshop today, how to drive more sales in your remodeling company. I'm really excited for today's session. It looks like we have quite a few people on here today. Um, Great to see. There's a lot of info out there on AI, as everyone knows. Other webinars, other classes, YouTube videos, everything out there. So I just want to say I really appreciate you investing your time with me to be a part of this workshop. Um, it's going to be interactive too, so I hope that I can get some input from folks. Artificial intelligence, or AI as it's known to most everyone, it's quite the rage these days, right? It's believed that by the end of 2024, almost 50% of the content online will be AI generated. And so, as you may well know, most of this content isn't stellar. In fact, a lot of it is kind of garbage. So hopefully we can help you use AI the right way for your remodeling, design, or home improvement services company. We've got a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and jump right in. First, I want to get some input from folks. As you guys know, if you've been on any of my previous webinar workshops, I like to make these sessions a little more interactive. I got a lot of material I want to get out to you, but I really want to get some feedback from folks that are on here. So, just curious, for those on here, what comes to mind when you think about AI in your business, in your remodeling company, your design build firm, your design company? Drop some comments in the chat. What comes to mind when you think of AI? So, first comments I see: simplicity and efficiency. Yep, definitely, no doubt about that. Nick says just another thing to learn. Yeah, for sure. Time saving, says Linda. Concerned about the ethics of it, says Tom. Yeah, no doubt about that. Um, yeah, time saver in writing articles. Yep, exactly. Definitely helps in efficiency and saving time. And that's what we're here to talk about is how can we be more efficient, but also how can we do it the right way? Um, great. Keep those comments rolling in. Yeah, will AI take over the design process? We're going to talk a little bit about design and images too. It's kind of mind blowing what's going on with that. But keep those comments rolling in. I want to see people using those keyboards. Get those little fingers going, so that we use our minds here today, and we learn more about this constantly evolving topic. Uh, just to see where everyone is on this topic. Who all is using AI in their business right now? Let me know in chat if you're using AI in your business right now. Um, Jerry says he's trying to figure it out. Yeah, this is a good place to start, Jerry. Karen says almost every day. Okay, good for you, Karen. Getting a lot of content out there. A few people saying no. There are some people saying yes. So there seems to be kind of a good balance of early adopters and people that haven't quite jumped on board yet. Hopefully, I can teach you some ways to use it as well as be more efficient in your company by using AI. So let's talk about just for a second who I am and who Home Remodeler SEO is. If you guys know me by now, you know that I'm an associate member and industry partner for the NAHB, the HB of Denver here, as well as NARI and the NKBA. Also a formal home remodeler and custom developer. I used to do a lot of fix and flips, develop some $1 million custom homes. Also the author of Internet Marketing for Contractors and Builders. If you want to copy that book, or if you want the ebook, post in chat. I'll make sure to get you a copy sent out or a link to the ebook if you like ebooks instead. Really, I don't want to go on a whole lot about myself. This is really what we do. This is what we do day in and day out. We eat, sleep, breathe on doing marketing at a high level for remodelers, general contractors, builders, and some other professions in the home improvement industry in general. that's kind of what gives us the leg up on just being better at what we do, because we understand the messaging, we understand your ideal customer avatars, how to cater to them. So there's a lot that really sets us apart by being super focused on the industry. Enough about who we are. Let's talk about what we're going to go over today. My mission today is really to talk about different strategies to help you leverage AI in your business, to make faster content, to start more conversations, and to make more sales in your remodeling business. Our agenda today will be broken down into two parts. What we're going to first start talking about is content, because if you don't have content online, it's going to be very difficult to win online, right? And I'm going to talk about different ways that we've been helping companies leverage this successfully. This includes using tools like Answer the Public, a really good website out there, as well as of course Chat GBT that everyone has heard of, and other online platforms like Canva and AI generators, artificial image generators. And then we're going to talk about the conversion aspect, where we have been successfully testing and implementing AI solutions of our own. This includes chatbots, bots for booking on your calendar, and really how to use those AI tools to create automated follow-up to help drive more opportunities and more sales. So kind of two different parts of the presentation today. We'll start with the content, and then we'll go into the conversion aspect. If you do these things, if you follow what I'm going to go over today, you are 100% going to be ahead of the curve, and you can literally start printing money while you sleep, while using AI and letting some of that work for you. Whether you love AI, whether you hate it, whether you're scared of it, AI is here to stay. So keep your mind open here. Let's be present. Close out those other tabs. Close out Facebook. Shut down your email. Give that a break for a chance. Let's get ahead of the curve here and help you become early adopters. So before we dive in, I want to talk about the time that we're living in right now with AI technology, as well as new software coming out, plus all the usual Google algorithm changes that we're constantly trying to keep up with. I truly believe there's never been a better time in the world to be a business owner and entrepreneur than right now. Now, I feel like the time right now with how fast AI is moving is very similar to when the internet first came out, and the early adopters of the internet became some of the most successful businesses in history. But with great opportunity comes great threats as well, right? And so I think there are a lot of people out there that think AI is a huge threat, and there's something to be said for that. It is a huge threat to jobs, for sure, which makes it a huge threat to our economy. And in some cases, people truly believe that it's even a true threat to humanity. So, when you think of AI, yes or no, do you think AI will take over the world? Pop your thoughts in the comments. I kind of want to see where everyone is at on this. I love to kind of see the different responses. Do you think there's going to be this Terminator moment that's going to happen? Some people saying no, already I'm seeing that. Some others say yes. Others, maybe. So yeah, yep. Definitely, it's kind of up in the air what might happen. Yeah, Katie says no, because humans still have to program and upgrade that AI. But when you think about Katie, think about the Terminator. I can't remember what that whole network was that they were fighting the whole time. But that's a computer network programmed by people, but the computer just kind of goes crazy, takes over, and that's the scary thing. I remember seeing. Just go off on a tangent here a second. I remember seeing just a month ago an AI. It was an article about AI, and the question was asked: do you think humans are bad for the Earth, for humanity, for the survival of the planet? And the AI said, yes, I think humans are bad for it, and all humans should be eradicated from the planet. So it's kind of mind blowing when you hear that. You're like, well, okay, AI thinks that, but will AI actually try to do that sometime? And that's the scary thing, because AI is powerful, once it gets going, we may not be able to stop it. And that's why a lot of this is kind of floating around Congress like, well, let's pump the brakes on some of this stuff a little bit. We don't really know what AI is capable of. So it's really scary. What we do know is things are going to keep changing, though. Things are going to keep evolving and hopefully for the better. It reminds me of a lyric from a song by the Canadian band Rush, one of my favorite bands, which said, changes aren't permanent, but change is. And that's really, there's no more truism than that. The world will keep evolving, especially in terms of technology, really whether we like it or not. The biggest thing we think about with AI is a comparison of the human touch versus the AI touch. This is true of all AI technology because it's especially true of using AI to create content that doesn't sound fake or robotic. You're trying to get that human touch in there, that human feel, in other words, right? And even crazier is how technology is really trying to replicate that human touch, i.e., your brain, your own body's supercomputer, and the goal of trying to make AI seem more like a real human, making your content sound more human-like, right? That's our goal. And when I say crazy, and maybe it's not so crazy, maybe it is, but it makes me think of Elon Musk, who I follow and have a great deal of respect for. But he now wants to embed a chip into your brain. Would anybody sign up for the beta program for Elon Musk to put a chip in your head? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't. Elon is doing a lot of great stuff with his companies, with SpaceX, with Starlink. I have Starlink satellite, and of course Tesla. But wow, kind of it seems like I don't know, a bit much for me, big of a stretch to have a chip put in my brain. I don't know about you, but I'm not signing up for that. Shelly said in the comments, no way. And I said, George just said, no. So the understatement of the day, right, George? I hear you on that, though. It just seems kind of a little out there, but this is where we're going. This is the future, folks. But if they do this, does that make you and your brain AI now? Kind of what Katie had just said earlier. People are actually programmed to AI. So is it really AI? Is it part human? If the chip's in your brain, are you now AI? I think most would say no, because AI, doesn't run your whole brain. And what's really the distinguisher is AI doesn't have a soul. AI cannot mimic that. It cannot mimic passion. It cannot mimic human feelings like we are able to portray. It can kind of fake those human feelings. But when a robot says, I'm sad today, do you really feel like that robot knows if it's sad or not? It's pretty impressive if you follow AI at all and see all the advancements that are being made. There really is some cool stuff out there. Do some searches if you have some time, especially on YouTube, where you can find a lot of great videos on this topic. But ultimately, there are a lot of skeptics out there that believe AI will not replace humans because it just doesn't have a soul, right? Think about that word soul. On our journey, we're all looking for a soulmate. When someone dies, we pray for their soul. And every buying decision we make is based on soul. But oftentimes in our businesses, we try to sell the human component, which are more like the features. Now, we don't sell the soul. We don't sell our personality. We're selling the features. You guys are here today because this topic resonated with your soul. Consumers buy if something resonates from a company's soul, but in a business, we don't call it a soul. What do we call a company's soul? Anyone want to post in comments? What do we call a company's soul? Anyone got that answer for me? Exactly. Yep. We call it a brand. A company's brand identity, in other words. And what is our brand? It's a mixture of content, a mixture of pictures, it's a mixture of videos, of your reputation and customer service. It's a mixture of most everything you're doing in your company. And all of that is content. The content that we show dictates to somebody how they feel about something, how they're going to feel about your company's brand, in other words. And if you control the content, you control the customer journey. I recently did a presentation on the customer journey. So it's really crucial to understand that journey. You can look that up on YouTube or ping me and I'll send you the link. But if you have a phone or a computer as well as access to AI, you can literally make an infinite amount of content to get you an infinite amount of customers. But the real issue is that not many remodeling businesses are actually putting out content and good quality content at that. As I said earlier, we'll talk about two parts of the AI equation: content and then conversion. One of the biggest struggles that we have when working with new clients and trying to get them great results online, it typically comes down to a lack of content. A lot of folks that have come to us, they just have no content, no blogs, no press releases. There's just not a lot of content out there that establish that authority, that expertise that Google is looking for. That is exactly what the Google algorithm is looking for, that EEAT philosophy, EAT, which I talked about in our last workshop. If you want to win online, if you want to win with your digital marketing, you have to have content. If you don't have content, you don't get the click. If you don't get the click, you don't get the lead. And if you don't get the lead, you don't get the appointment. And then, of course, if you don't get the appointment, you don't get the sale. So what I'm hoping to show you is some ways to be much more effective with creating your content. And if you want to be super lazy about it, AI can do it for you. And the whole point is letting AI do it for you, but only to a limit. And we're going to really dive into that here. So one of the best things that you can do prior to putting out content, whether that's posts, whether that's Instagram Reels, whether that's videos, is putting out content that your prospects and consumers actually want to see. Here's a great website called answerthepublic.com. It's free, so I encourage you to check it out after the workshop today. And what Answer the Public does is it allows you to search on Google, YouTube, or Bing with keywords. For example, I typed in home remodelers, and as you can see here, when you hit search, you're gonna get some results here. You're gonna get search volume, and then you're also gonna get this really cool chart here. What this chart does is it gives you the actual phrases that people are searching for based on that keyword. So if you own a home remodeling company and you want to put content out about home remodeling companies, you put content out about what people are asking for. And that's really what this is about, because then you can actually download this into a CSV spreadsheet file, and it'll give you all these key phrases that people are searching for on Google. It'll also give you the search volume, how many searches are being done each month for that particular keyword, or all the different keywords. Now, if you looked at the search, that was 27,000 searches for the keyword that we're talking about here. And then it shows you, this whole pie chart on what people are asking Google. And this is where you want to take note. This is what people are searching for. These are the questions. And I know you can't read these because it's pretty small in this presentation, but if you go replicate this search and Answer the Public, you'll see all those results. And now you know what to build your content around. This is how you can build your content, and now you can rank higher if you're building content around these specific search queries, because this is what people are asking for. And Google knows this. Google knows how many times people put in different search queries. That's what we mean by search volume. So all these various questions are crucial in helping you understand what consumers are looking for when they're looking for your services. It's what questions are they asking in Google? What questions do they need answered, in other words? And this can help you drive your content ideas and your overall content strategy. And then what you can do is you can download all of this into a CSV spreadsheet file. And the really cool part here is you can actually take this list and then upload it into Chat GBT to help you do the heavy lifting. In other words, to help you produce that content for you. So if I don't, want to actually write the content myself, I can go into Chat GBT, and most of you have probably already done that. And then I can say, can you write me a social media post about whether digital marketing is good for home remodelers? Just an example that you can post in there. Now, as an owner and expert on this topic, I myself or my team, my team of writers I have in-house, I should be able to write that on my own, right? But maybe I just want to speed up the process, maybe skip past that whole writer's block, that blank paper syndrome where you sit down to try to write, you just don't know how to get that first thought going. But once you get that going, then you can't even write fast enough, can't even type fast enough because the ideas start coming. So ChatGPT can really be used to get past that writer's block. That's how the best people are using ChatGPT, not just spit me out an article, take that article, put it on your website, put it on your blog. It's not going to sound as real as you think it sounds, and most people will know that. But it gets you started. And so, and now that I have those 30 different content ideas, those 30 different tips, now I can say, can you turn this into a video script for me? And only provide me with the words. In other words, you don't need information about video length or what the different scenes will be. We're not trying to get Chat GBT to be a video creator for us. We're just trying to get them to take this idea of content, different remodeling tips example, and now how do I turn that into a video? So now you've got written content, now you got video content. So when you ask ChatGPT to make you a video script, it actually, give you, a cut like this. Here's your video script on the right-hand side. We're talking here. So, go do this, turn the camera this way. It could be very specific. So, if you just wanted the script and the words and maybe even a shot angle, it will produce that for you. So this is one more way that you can be using ChatGPT, is not just spitting out generic content. Now we're talking, hey, this can write videos for me. Now you got a script for your videos. And then ultimately, you produce that script and a video that you can use on your website pages. And one of the keys to focus on, too, I want to mention, this is important, is trying to train ChatGPT to talk in your voice, to sound more like you and less like a robot. This is a challenge, of course, right? And I can tell you that you can make it happen, but it takes some work and a lot of practice. So it's not going to happen on the first time that you go plugging things into Chat GBT. So just remember that. One thing I want to say here too is that when you're using AI to produce content, the inputs matter. And by that, I mean good inputs equal good outputs. If you ask smart and detailed questions, you're using smart prompts, in other words, you will get better outputs. The more generic your input, the more generic your output will be. It's as simple as that. Generic in equals generic out, and that's not the content you're looking for, right? And so, just at risk of repeating myself here, using Chat GBT and producing content the correct way will take work. There is no big red easy button. I just want to, kind of help you guys understand that. Unless, of course, you're using AI the wrong way. And I'm not here to train you that. In other words, just putting simple prompts into AI software and getting simple outputs. This is not going to build authority for you. That's the kind of poor content that's flooding the internet right now. And I'm here trying to teach you not to do it that way. There will be a reckoning within search engines coming for poor quality AI content. I can promise you that reckoning is coming. And that means if you're doing that, when Google finally gets their algorithm sorted out and sees all this AI content flooding the internet, they're going to say, okay, how do we fix this? How do we stop all this garbage content and start getting back to more expert authoritative content? And so if you're doing that, the poor, simple AI generated content without good prompts, without kind of trying to make that content your own a little bit, massaging it, manipulating it a little bit. The best case scenario is that all your content that you're putting out on your blogs, your website, or whatever, it's going to be devalued for lack of expertise and lack of authority. And the worst case is that your website will just, start getting penalized altogether in the search results, and you won't be ranked anymore. Once Google's algorithm starts adjusting for this avalanche of new content. And like I said, I saw just the other day in the news, by the end of this year alone, fully 50% of the content on the internet will all be AI generated. This is all happening in a matter of just a few years now. So believe me, Google will have to adjust to this. They're simply not going to have no choice in order to try to separate the good content from the bad content out there, and give the players a real fighting chance that are putting out the good content. It's like steroids. If everyone's doing steroids, it's fine, but if only half the people are doing steroids and they're illegal, you're going to start seeing some separation there. Okay, so let's talk about how we can use Chat GBT and Canva together to bulk produce some content. If you guys don't know Canva, it's another platform that we use for designs. In fact, it's what I created this presentation in. Canva is a great platform for creating designs, for helping you create social media post designs, things like that. But here's the real kicker. We can use Chat GBT and Canva together to not only speed up the content process, but now we're speeding up the actual content creation and social post creation process. So here's an example of another query that I put into Chat GBT. So I asked Chat GBT, write me 30 tips for home remodelers who want training on digital marketing. And so that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to give me 30 tips. Here are the 30 tips. Over here, you can see on the right side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got all 30 tips there for home remodelers who want better knowledge, some better training on digital marketing. And then it spits out the results that easily and that quickly. That's it right there. I mean, I put that prompt in and boom, 30 tips on how, to get more training for remodelers so that they can be better at their digital marketing. And so one of the things that we've been using Chat GBT for a lot is to produce this content and then convert it into spreadsheets for better organization, and then be able to combine those spreadsheets. And then we can upload those into Canva and create different designs and create quick social media posts that are more kind of standardized. It's not, hey, I saw this out when I was driving today. Like, that's personal. That's you going into Facebook and just, doing a real personalized post, which get better engagement anyways. Just so you know, I think everyone knows that. But now ChatGPT has that ability for you to upload CSV files into it. So then you can say, ChatGPT, can you take the 30 tips on home remodeling, digital marketing for home remodelers, and put them in a table with the first column having the tip and the second column having the explanation. And so you can see that on the right here. ChatGPT answers, certainly, here's your table with 30 digital marketing tips. If I was to just copy and paste this, it would have put everything in one column, and it just would kind of be a spreadsheet, just a mess, like one huge run-on sentence. And so I really want to put it into two columns to be able to show you what I'm talking about. So it starts and asks you if you want to see the rest of the tips, because I guess, it's acting lazy, doesn't want to do it all at once in case I wanted something different. And I say, yes, please continue. And then it takes all 30 tips and it puts them into, two separate columns here. And you can see that, I've asked for the initial prompt here, and then I've asked for the follow-up prompt here. So, that's what we're doing here is we're training Chat GBT to do exactly what we want. Again, better inputs are going to get you better outputs. Now I'm going to ask Chat GBT, can you turn that CSV file into a file that I can download? And of course it says, yep, I can do that. And so it goes ahead and creates the link for you. And now you can download that link directly from Chat GBT. And this is what it looks like. The file looks a little messy, but in a true spreadsheet, when you open it up using Microsoft Excel, it's going to be much more neater, much more organized for you. It's going to have that tip in the left-hand column, and then it's going to have the explanation, kind of the answer, in the right-hand column. And again, if I would have just copied and pasted it from Chat GBT, it would have put everything in one singular column. So it makes things a lot easier for you, as well as being better organized. Now you got a spreadsheet of these ideas. You can file that spreadsheet, always come back to it. use it in the future. Much more better organized. I am a OCD kind of crazy person when it comes to organization. I love spreadsheets. I want to be very organized. I want to be able to come back to this stuff and not have it just typed randomly in notes or in Word documents or whatever. I want to be able to just copy, cut, paste, things like that, super easy. So this really helps with organization. And then also I'm going to show you how it helps with Canva. Okay, so this is beyond that organization. This is what we're kind of getting at here to help you with more social media post creation. This is why. So this is inside of Canva right here. You can see we're in Canva. This is our account. And so inside of Canva, this is one of the coolest features that not a lot of people are leveraging. If I go inside of Canva and I just type in motivational quotes for Facebook, it's going to give me, specific dimensions down here, Instagram posts, what it should, what size, your stories, your YouTube thumbnail. So it gives you a lot of information that you probably didn't even know existed. And that way, you're already have that information ahead of time, depending on what you're trying to create. So it's already taken one shortcut for you. And so now I want to be able to take all those 30 different remodeling tips or digital marketing tips for remodelers, and I want to take all those tips that Chat GPT spit out for me, and I want to produce some content with it. So what I look for first is I want a template, an image template that I like and that I want to use, and then I start editing from there. So here's a template I use just randomly, just kind of for the sake of this exercise here. So I chose this one, kind of looks cool, some splash art kind of design. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to say customize this template. Now I can customize the template, adjusting the image or the background in order to match my content. You can adjust, a lot of different things in here, colors and all that sort of stuff. Canva is basically image design software. It's like using Photoshop for pictures. Except for it's creating these designs for you based on a whole library of templates and designs. And then, using this template, it's like, voila, here's my template. And now I start, I'm able to start putting in some of these prompts. And like I said, in this example, this is a kind of a splash art image I use as my template. And I use this for a specific reason. Now, you can use like a kitchen design. You can upload one in Canva, or you can even Canva can find one in their library. Some beautiful new kitchen design or a home edition design, any kind of real design that you've taken pictures of or that you find online in stock images, or even you find in Canva. But here's the thing, I'm going to take 30 different remodeling tips or marketing tips for remodelers, and I'm going to turn that into 30 different content, social posts, in other words. And so if I upload just a kitchen design, and it's going to use that kitchen design every single time. And so if you upload a beautiful kitchen design, maybe you just won an award for it. It's going to look really great that first time. You're going to be really happy and really proud about it. But next week, when you offer tip number 2 and you have that same design, then it kind of starts to lose a little bit of its luster. And next week you have tip number 3 and it's the same design. Then it's like, well, I saw that kitchen before. And now it starts to lose a little bit of that power of that image, that power of that beautiful design you've created for that kitchen remodel you just did. So that's why I chose to use this splash art kind of design here, because now I can make that. This is going to be my tip of the week. And what happens here is it helps you easier create these bulk create these social posts that use the same background. You can also change out the background too, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But there's really 2 pieces here. There's the quote in the center of the image, and then there's that bottom text down there, which is kind of that explanation of what that tip is about. And so you upload these 2 pieces of data here, what we got coming from that spreadsheet that you're going to upload. And with that, what we do is what we call the bulk create. So on the left-hand side, you've got your apps over here, and then you're going to click on apps, and they have this bulk create option right here. Now you can type in or you can upload that CSV file that we're talking about. You can take the long way, the short way, either one. And then you upload, we're going to take the short way. So upload that CSV file that has those 30 digital marketing tips for remodelers. The tips that we originally started with in Chat GBT. Chat GBT put it in that CSV file for us. And now I'm going to connect the data. And so you can see here in the middle, I click on connect the data, and I'm choosing my tips for remodelers. Now, these are if you look here where my mouse is, the tips for home remodelers, that's the tip itself. That's column 1. And then explanation below it is the more longer sentence, the column 2 sentence. And so that's what we're doing here. We're connecting all of this through automation. So basically, we right click on connect the tips to connect the data here, which are the tips. And then I want the explanation to go above it. So over here, that's where I connect the explanation. And you can also play with this. You can increase the size of the different fonts. So the middle, your tip is the bigger font, your explanation down here, that's going to be in the bottom, this text down here, that can be a smaller font. So you can kind of play with this as you want and get that template set up as you want. Again, this might seem a little, I don't know, maybe difficult or a little overwhelming right now. Play with it. You're not going to get this your first time around. It's going to take a little bit of time, but once you get it, boom, 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 God, you can really, really go through this stuff pretty quickly. And so now I hit continue, and then check this out. It pulls all of that data from my CSV spreadsheet that Chat GBT created for me. I hit, generate 30 designs. It's going to open up a new tab for me in Canva. And now I have 30 different designs, 30 different tips on digital marketing for remodelers that I can now download all those designs and start putting out for some of my monthly social media content. And so this is really, just mind blowing when we first started working with it a long time ago for us. But, how long would that normally take somebody to do this? I mean, depending on how quick you are on a computer, it might have taken you 30 or 45 minutes to really crank this out. It could also maybe take over an hour or even several hours. And what I'm talking about is creating each of these designs one by one, pulling up an image, typing all, your tip on it, typing your explanation, saving that, and then going, okay, now let's do design number 2. And this did it all. And with basically just a few clicks between Chat GBT creating that content for you, and then Canva taking that created content from a spreadsheet, and then boom, here's all your images. And so now here, every piece of content, will look the same here. And so you think, wow, do I really want every one of my social posts to look the same? No, probably not. But maybe on a certain day of the week, and that's what I've done here. And that's why I use the tips part, because maybe on a certain day of the week, you drop a remodeling tip for your customers that they can use. And you do that every week on the same day. And so in that fashion, you can use that same splash art design over and over, which may seem repetitive, for every day, and it's always a different, kind of a piece of content. But now it's your tip of the week. And so people recognize that and they expect it. And then maybe they even start looking specifically for that design because they know it's going to have a valuable tip for them to read. So it's okay if it looks the same. So that's pretty cool, huh? I like the idea that it's the tip of the week because people really do get conditioned. They really do get trained to think, hey, it's Wednesday. When's David or when's Katie going to put that content out there for me? They're looking for that tip. Here's a tip on how to choose the right paint for painting your cabinets if they're going to go with painted cabinets versus wood or laminate cabinets, something like that. So it really helps train people to really look for that. And now with that little bit of easy work, you have 30 weeks of content and just a few minutes of leveraging Chat GBT because it wrote all the tips for you, and then you leverage that bulk create app button inside of Canva. So I love this stuff. I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully you guys are. Give me a yes, this is cool, or something in comments just to let me know that wow, this is kind of one of those whoa, blowing my mind right here. I've used Chat GBT to split out a little bit of content, but I didn't think it could do all of that. Yeah, exactly, Tom. Yep. So cool. Really hope that this is really giving you guys some new ideas on how to really speed up some of this content generation process, but doing content in a good way as well. Now, if you upgrade to the latest paid version of ChatGPT, you can get even more specific and have different images created for different tips for your spreadsheet output. So that whole spreadsheet I was talking about, Canva, going in Canva using that same splash art design, you can now use different images, and you can also have that AI generated. It really is amazing how far you can go with this. I won't keep going down the rabbit hole in this. Hopefully, you're getting a sense of how powerful this can be in your remodeling business. You can also use an AI image generator to generate different images for you, so that you're not tied to just using stock image designs, from Canva, or counting on having tons and tons of photos of that you have to keep taking on every single job site. Or you can have fun with some cartoon images, and having those created for you. Again, these images here, these were created with an AI image generator. In this case, it's a website called imagine.art, imagine.art. So, check that out when you have a chance. All these images that I'm showing you were created on there. So it's pretty amazing site. We always say use your own images, use your own designs, because that's going to really inspire people to want to follow you and your social media content. This is what we're really talking about. We're not saying put cartoon images on your website, of course. I think everyone understands that, right? But these are some ways that you can really, really, speed up your content, your image generation, the bulk upload, and boom, you can really pump out some social media content. And I think that's really one of the biggest obstacles a lot of people face. I go to a lot of people's Facebook page, and it's like a ghost town. It's like one post a week, one a month. If you really want to build a following, and those of you on here that I know, a few I see on here, super successful with your social media content, and you know what it takes to build a following. It's consistency, right? Consistently putting content out there that makes people want to say, hey, what's that company up to? What are they going to put out this week? They know you're going to put out one piece of content every month or so. They're not following you. They're not really waiting on that next piece of content, that next new design that you can show off, or that next new tip of the week. And so even more wild here is that you can use AI to create lifelike images that you wouldn't even, you probably wouldn't even know these were real photos, right? Again, these are working really, really well right now, because it's new, right? People aren't really used to seeing this in their timeline. So we can really get ahead of the curve with this. And everything we do and everything we talk about is really in real time. I mean, this might be outdated in 6 months or a year or 2 years. You just really have to stay on the cutting edge of technology and what Google wants and Google's algorithm, everything that's happening in the digital world, which you guys thought you're remodelers or builders or whatever, but you really got to stay up with what's going on with technology now too. I also want to point out that these are just some shortcuts that can help you be more efficient in your marketing. We talked about very early on, someone posted about being efficient in their marketing. And that's what we're really trying to accomplish here. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, trying to help you be more efficient and more effective. For us, we always use custom images provided by our clients, custom designs from us, everything we do. And I'll say that, we have a small team of writers that produce our own content, as well as use Chat GBT as a starting point for content. And then they edit and manipulate that into unique creations for each and every piece of content that we produce. But we have a whole team for that. And you guys probably don't. As an owner operator, you might be doing a lot of this yourself, at night or on weekends while you're out in the field and working on designs and architectural drawings and things like that through the day. So this just helps you really, speed that up. But, we take that content, we edit it, we add it to the spreadsheet, and then you use that bulk create button. There are definitely advantages to using this technology, especially if you are doing all this yourself and still trying to run and grow your own business. That whole Michael Gerber, the E-Myth book. Do you want to work in your business, or do you want to work on your business? Do you want to work in your business doing every job, wearing every hat there is? Or do you want to work on your business and work on how you can actually grow your business and not being, stuck in the mundane of the daily minutia? So, I know enough of you on here wear enough hats in your business. So hopefully this can help you shorten that time it takes to really produce some good quality content and do it in an effective but efficient manner. All right, so some cool stuff there that we got to have a little fun with. We talked about content. Now we're going to kind of get into the conversion stuff, and this is stuff that I'm really excited to share with you. Once we produce the content, we can get the click, we can get the leads, but leads don't magically turn into new customers, do they? And so this is the problem that we're trying to solve for. We want more conversions, right? Leads are the goal, qualified leads, that is. But now, how do we assure ourselves of a higher rate of conversion? Obstacles to conversion typically consist of problems with your salespeople and their follow-up. Maybe even that's you. Maybe you're not good at follow-up because you're wearing every hat that we were just talking about. Or maybe you're always in the field or in meetings or whatever, and your company simply isn't answering every single phone call. This is one that drives me crazy because there's no faster way to lose a qualified lead than to not answer your company's phone when it's ringing. Getting back in touch with that prospective customer is usually fruitless. I can tell you from, monitoring hundreds and hundreds of campaigns, it almost never works out. We talk to our clients all the time. Did you follow up with that lead? Did you follow up? And you're like, I never got a hold of them, never got a hold of them. Over and over and over. People usually don't answer their phone, no matter how many times you call them back. Or maybe you get a lot of phone calls after hours or even on the weekends when some people, finally have the time to sit down and start making some calls outside of their job obligations. For a lot of folks, they simply don't have the marketing budget to invest in your company, right? You're a smaller company, you're just getting started, maybe relying on word of mouth referrals. You don't have this big marketing budget. I understand that. And so maybe it limits your reach and probably relegates you to, having to rely on those referrals indefinitely. But as it's really tough to scale your company if you can't get beyond this phase of your business of where it's strictly only referrals coming. At some point, you really need to start standing out online with your brand, with your company, and with the great work you're doing that you want to showcase and show off. Your website, build it and they will come. I always say only works for Kevin Costner in the Field of Dreams, but you have to get it found on page one. And so here's something to think about too, about missing those phone calls. Think about those quick fast food restaurants. I'm not talking about the McDonald's, but the better, healthier fast food, where they prioritize those incoming phone orders over you sitting there at a table, waiting to have dinner. In fact, this just happened to me last week at my favorite Lebanese restaurant. And that's why I'm bringing it up, because I watched as phone order after phone order came in, Uber driver after Grubhub driver came in, grabbing the bag after bag of food. And the whole time I just sat there, practically ready to start eating my napkins at my table because, I'd been there for 10, 15 minutes, yet to be acknowledged at my table. And I'm thinking, I'm here in your restaurant and I'm going to tip you. And, can I get some help over here? But it was this one person just getting slammed. And this is what happens. Many chain restaurants do this, Qdoba, Chipotle, and places like that. In our agency, we never want any of our partners, our clients, in other words, to feel like we are prioritizing anyone over them. Everyone gets equal priority. Everyone gets equal attention to detail with our white glove concierge model of customer service. And it's just kind of next level type of customer service that will get us through any recession or downtick in the economy, whenever that may happen, if it does happen. And that works the same for you too. So that's what, that's why it's answer your phone, give everyone equal priority, and it will help drive more opportunities for you too. So another component of AI is the use of bots on your website. And by that, I mean the use of chat bots and or booking bots. Most everyone is aware of these tools, but so few are implementing them on their website. It seems to be more prevalent on websites for maybe plumbers, HVAC companies, the quick appointment kind of thing. But folks need to realize that as the world and technology changes, so does human behavior. People these days, and especially the younger generation of homeowners, they like the efficiency and ease of chatting online or even booking an appointment online. And by appointment, that doesn't mean you're booking an in-house appointment that costs you time and money without even knowing how serious that potential customer is about the remodeling needs. I understand that you would not want to do that. Like I said, I've been there. I've been in your shoes before I decided to go a different way in my career and help all the folks that I used to work alongside. A booking can simply mean booking a scheduled phone call with them and then letting automation follow up for you with confirmation emails and texts with those appointment details. It doesn't mean going out, whether you even know what they want or not. It's just booking that phone call so you don't miss that phone call that inevitably might come when you're out in the field or busy. This can really streamline your sales operations, really keep you from missing opportunities by catering to all age demographics and preferences. The CRM that we use ourselves and the one that we also implement for our clients is called Go High Level, if you've heard of it. It's a great CRM, so many capabilities, just so many. It's amazing what the CRM will do. We've built customizations to cater to the specific needs of specific remodeling companies that we work with, and helping clients become more efficient in their CRM and automations. And part of those customizations include building bots that we customize to say, what is it that you want to say, to implement a bot at maybe certain times of the day or on weekends, and let real people handle incoming sales inquiries at other times of the day. And what we're trying to solve for here is how do we get it to read a calendar to make sure that it's getting proper appointments? How do we make sure that our team gets notified, if a bot gets stuck, during a conversation it's having problems with, or how do we make sure that it's only live during specific times of the day? So if I wanted, the bot to only be active when I'm closed or on weekends or between certain time periods, these are the problems that we tried to solve for by those customizations I talked about. And then we help figure out how that bot talks to the leads, because there are leads that can come in from many different places. You can have leads that come in from Facebook Messenger or Instagram, your Google business profile, etc. They might text you. They might come in from Facebook ads. They could come in from Google ads. And so we wanted to build out this workflow so the bot knows, okay, this lead came in from Facebook Messenger, and this is how I'm going to respond. And then we also figure out, how does the bot respond if someone's interested in, say, a kitchen remodel versus someone that might be interested in a home addition or possibly a new custom design build project, because obviously those are two different offerings. So ideally, you start with a chat widget on your website so that at minimum, you can capture the customer's name, email, and phone number. They type in a message, hit send. Simple, right? When they hit send, now it turns into an SMS text and gets sent to you in real time. You now have their lead information. And so now, even if they click off your website, guess what? You can still follow up with them via text message. You miss a phone call, all you do is just, call that number back and keep getting, sent to voicemail. But now at least you can really follow up with people, text them, email them. You let that automated workflow take over for you and automatically send texts and emails for you that don't take any time out of your day. And then these automations, can include some key points and info that directly responds to that particular customer's pain points. And it kind of serves to get them interested in talking with you. That kind of information is real value to them, as well as maybe further information about your company. Maybe you're sending them current projects of a similar nature in an email, maybe even some case studies of a similar project, or even client testimonials that you can include in those follow-up emails. And as I mentioned earlier, you can use a bot for calendar bookings to get a phone or an in-house appointment set up. People love ease of scheduling. And also remember that a lot of folks work jobs that don't allow them the freedom to just make personal calls during the day to set up, kitchen remodel appointments. And they can get in a lot of trouble with their employer for that. And so again, automation not only makes things easier for you, but it will undoubtedly lead to an uptick in your sales opportunities. Because remember, if someone calls you and you can't get in touch with, they can't get in touch with them on first try, the first thing those people do is they click back into the search results and they find another company to call. At that point, you probably have lost that customer forever. I want to ask everyone here, let me know in chat, have you ever been left a message or missed a call and tried calling back and then never got back in touch with that caller? Let me know in chat if you have. Amy asked earlier, does Go High Level integrate with other systems like Buildertrend? You can do some integrations, but a lot of times you use Zapier, and that way it can send information to Buildertrend from Go High Level. What we've done is build out more of a simple version in Go High Level, Amy, so that you can just put your customer contacts in there, and then you can do things like send emails and texts and things like that. But you can also, there's a sales pipeline that you can build out into Go High Level. And so you can see how people move through the pipeline. You went out for, you emailed them first, you had a phone call, then you went out and had that design consult appointment. They moved to the next step of the pipeline, and they keep moving to the pipeline through different stages of the pipeline. And then that triggers different actions. And that can also trigger Zapier too, what are called zaps, if you guys have ever used that. So if Go High Level did this, zap, go do this in Buildertrend. So there's some integrations there that you can use. I'll look and see if I can get you some more research on that, Amy. Definitely. Gilbert says, yeah, he was talking about, losing customers every month by not being able to pick up that phone. And Sean had said, yes, it happened to him. Jennifer said it just happened to her last week. So exactly. This happens all the time. In fact, I'm going to be doing another upcoming workshop on this exact thing, because this problem, what I call unconverted leads, is really the biggest problem plaguing the remodeling industry, and your ability to make more sales. It really is a critical problem that you can't ignore. And so I want to talk about that in another webinar that we do. Most everyone has seen a chatbot on a website. This is just an example of a simple one that just kind of collects that customer information. But like I said, you can customize your bot to handle more and more queries. And for marketing managers on this workshop, wonder if they're going to be out of a job, do not worry. You still need to follow up. You still need to make those phone calls, those confirmations. You still need to build rapport with that potential customer. And you want people to know that they're talking to a bot too. We're not trying to bamboozle people. Everyone knows what a bot is and how it talks, what it sounds like. So, real people are still needed. Real follow-up is still needed. The use of a bot is not the lazy way, to get out of doing real work. It's just a way for you to, kind of become more technologically advanced than your competitors, and to increase the opportunities that your company gets to consult on for more jobs. The cool thing too is with these bots, you can kind of customize them to talk in your voice. You can get them to be a little more whimsical, a little more funny. You can get them to be very serious sounding. I'm kind of whimsical. I just like having fun in life. And so that comes out in my humor and my sarcasm, things like that. So you can do that. You can customize bots that way. So that's pretty cool. And then here's a screenshot of those workflows that I mentioned to you earlier. How you create a workflow that can cause different things to happen. This is, just a simple workflow and Go High Level. It's almost like if-then statements. If this, you go down this path. If this, you go down this path. And so that's what I mean by workflow. It's a series of actions that can happen on autopilot for you. This is a small workflow. You can see it's only 2 levels, 2 steps. I have workflows that just scroll and scroll and scroll. And so, really based on what, action a person takes, if they submit a question, or if they submit their contact info, or if they book an appointment, then the bot can walk them through some of these yes/no scenarios based on customer actions, and then can send emails or texts, on your behalf or even send you a reminder to, to call the customer. Like it sends you an email directly. Hey, so-and-so is at this stage of the workflow. Time for you to pick up the phone. There's a whole host of other actions that you can do. Like I said, you can use these triggers in your sales pipeline, things like that. Automation could be pretty amazing. It just keeps getting better and better. I did see that, yeah, Samantha asked if a calendar bot knows if you have availability for a booking already. Yeah, great question, Samantha. It knows because it's tied to your calendar, typically your Google Calendar for most people. So it won't let a person double book an appointment over the top of any existing appointments that you already have. It doesn't even give that option, that time option. That time option doesn't even become available in your calendar when that calendar is shown to your customer, because the bot already knows, hey, you don't have any time there. So that's pretty cool, huh? Efficient too. And if you know me, I like efficiency. So good question, Samantha, on that. Appreciate it. And then, as I said, go high level. It's the CRM we use. We don't hide that fact. I think it's great. And so I want other people to use a great CRM if they're looking for that. Everything I've talked about is how we apply these techniques. And the cool thing about it is you're literally building a custom avatar of you that represents you and your company. Remember, I said that custom voice of yours that can speak for you and replace some of the things you're doing in terms of automated chat, automated booking, and most importantly, automated follow-up. The cool thing is that the bot that we build and go high level is that you can keep training it to get better and better at responses. Go high level also has a great blog and YouTube channel that goes super in depth on so many of its vast array of capabilities. Ultimately, it becomes the perfect example why you want to be staying ahead of our curve with implementing AI in your business. So, I would say, reach out, look at some of those articles. I mean, there's tons of videos, hundreds. You can't even keep up with it. And so, that's why we build out CRM applications for our customers. So if you're interested in staying on the cutting edge of technology, don't want to try to figure all this yourself, just let me know if that interests you. Post in chat or hit me up on email or book an appointment, whatever. We can help you build that out, kind of build out that mini CRM for you. One thing is that this is not trying to replace some of the other bigger CRMs out there. Just want to let you know that as well. Bottom line, I truly believe it's an amazing time to be alive. There's just so much opportunity and out there. And personally, I don't want to squander it by thinking technology of this caliber is just some sort of passing fad. As I said earlier, AI is here to stay. It will only get better and more powerful for good, and also for some of the things that we worry about, like Terminator scenarios possibly in the end of the world. But just because Arnold said I'll be back, don't let the Terminator keep it from using a chatbot. So just to recap here, content is worthless until it is seen, right? Seems pretty obvious, right? And by that I mean quality content, and you can expect updates in search algorithms in order to boost and feature content created by humans and experts. Thought leadership will separate the wheat from the chaff. The increase in low quality AI content on the internet will lead to a lot of apprehension and distrust among readers. In response, people will naturally start gravitating towards thought leaders for reliable information. Authentic and original insights from thought leaders will enhance your brand's reputation and credibility, which are key factors in Google's content quality assessment. Remember, folks, you're not just expert remodelers or designers or home improvement specialists. You are thought leaders, and that is what people are looking to you for advice, for your insights. The first half of this presentation was all about content. If you want to win big online, you have to produce content, and ideally lots of it, and you can do it now with AI. Another great strategy is to run social media ads to get people to see your content. Facebook ads are a heck of a lot cheaper than Facebook ads. So That's something you can do. And then lastly, you have to ask them to buy and follow up with them. So some of that sales automation, some of that sales follow up. And by follow up, I don't mean one phone call and then throw your hands up in the air and say, you couldn't get in touch with them. Booking and chatbots do not replace your team calling your leads to build rapport. You still have to pick up the phone and call, guys. Just don't ever lose sight of that. And I mean multiple phone calls sometimes too. So much better just pick that phone call up in the first place, right? But this, automation cannot replace your team confirming appointments either. You want to follow up and build that rapport. It's great for prospects, who prefer to text or book an appointment. And this is perfect for booking appointments while you're closed or while your team is busy. Let me know if you have any other questions. I do want to comment on Amy's comment earlier about integrating Go High Level with Builder Trend. Go just a little deeper into that for you. Go ahead and post if you do have any more questions. But Amy asked about that integration with Builder Trend and Go High Level. Can you replace it? Can you integrate them? And you don't, for those of you that use Builder Trend or Job Tread, like you're not looking to replace something like that. These bigger industry specific CRMs like Builder Trend and Job Tread, they are built specifically for our industry, right? And they do a great job of that with so many things that those CRMs are built for. We're not trying to break into the CRM industry. We're not trying to become the standard like we are for digital marketing, SEO, pay-per-click, website creation, things like that. That's not what we're trying to do. I highly advocate for Builder Trend and Job Tread. I like to read a lot of forum posts going on in associations, talk about which is better and why people are switching from one to the other. But what this can do is help you with prospects, helping with follow-up, helping you increasing those bookings, using some of those workflows that we can build out for you or you can build out for yourself. Easy to build some of the stuff. It's time consuming and you got to kind of follow it all around. It's just a matter if you have time, like to do all this yourself or just like to be like, hey, build this for me. I want to focus on sales. I want to focus on architectural drawings and coming up with award-winning design. So, it's just a matter of what you're looking for. They can do things like invoicing and estimations, things like that, but that's not really the strong suit. That's not what we use it for. Project management and your job timelines and those sort of things that, that other popular builder CRMs do for you. So that was a good question from Amy. Ted also mentioned a similar question. So I hope I answered that for both of you. I don't see any other questions rolling in. So I just want to thank everyone again for their time. I always appreciate you guys coming in, investing your time with me. Your time is a limited resource, and I appreciate your attendance, your attention, and contribution. So really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for being here. I hope you found some value in everything that I've taught and shared with you today. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions. I'm always here for questions. You can always hit me up on a phone call, email, whatever. I'm always here for you. But hope you found some value, and I'll look forward to connecting with you all in the future. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day and a great weekend.